Global Integrated Logistics. I think we're in 20 countries with our own offices, and we have agencies in a lot of others. We have about 425 employees. We're in about a dozen U.S. cities as well. Thousands of customers, but it's much more. You know, it's funny when we started this. So we started with GE Domestic Transportation sitting in Building 14 here in Erie. And Jack Welch went to Mexico, and then he went to Eastern Europe, and he went to India and China and Indonesia. And I went on a bunch of those trips with him or right after him. And that's when GE globalized in the late 90s. And I always joke, I said, and so here, all of a sudden we found ourselves 2 or 3 years in with offices in 8 countries, but one customer. I said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a truck driver, but I knew that, 8 countries, one customer, not a good model. So the people that we hired in these other countries, I said, look, in your off time, try to find other business, because who knows what happens. And even though we're with GE 20 years later, there's no assurance of that at the time. And so these guys all found new business outside of GE, and we were handling, as I said before, we were handling a lot of the vendor business. So a manufacturer in Poland, for instance, is going to make parts for locomotives. Well, they know well how to make those parts. They never exported those parts. And GE would go in and tell them, okay, we need 1,000 of these a month. And wahoo, good news for them. But they never really knew how to ship those. So we would come in right behind GE, and with GE's knowledge, clearly, we'd come in and say, look, big deal, we understand, but relax, we got this. We will help you become a success to your customer, because they're our customer too. So we're in this together, we'll hold your hand and make this work. That's kind of how we started. But at the time, it was just one customer. Now we have thousands of customers all over the world. Yeah, we've been some out of the way places. We have offices in Kazakhstan and in Libya, and our office in Indonesia. It's funny, Logistics Plus because of the plus. And about 5 years ago, we had a global team meeting with our leaders from all over the world, and had it actually in Turkey, so it's kind of fun, middle of the world, center of the world. And each office gave a 10-minute talk about what they're working on. And the guy from Indonesia, Wahyu, gave this talk. And what he'd done is one of their big customers, which is Holcim Cement, a big cement company, asked him if they could bring in the parts to construct a 103 meter, so as big as a football field, smokestack. And he said, yeah, we can certainly do the logistics. We can also construct it for you. And so he actually constructed a 103 meter smokestack, which I saw, and it's straight and it's still standing. So I joked after his speech. I said, we're Logistics Plus, he's Logistics Plus Plus. I mean, they do over and above that. And one of the things they had to do is GE had a major sale to Indonesian Railway of 150 locomotives. And the locomotives get shipped to Indonesia in 2 parts. The bottom part, which is the wheels and the heavy metal, and then the top part, which is what you see on the locomotive. And we had to ship them to Indonesia. We had to truck them 400 kilometers separately to a shop. And then we had to assemble, is too strong a word, but we had to kind of connect the tubes and the pipes and stuff, and we did that as well. So they're one office that goes beyond all the time.